Hi.
Hi, welcome back, Samantha.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
I'm good. Summer's doing.
Wow, summer is doing okay.
So, so how has your summer vacation been?
Well, I just want to tell you, we had a small vacation because um I'm a teacher and you know that, and I also taught summer school this summer, and so we went to the beach. It was a mess. My children were not getting along. They
Sorry to
fought
hear
the
that.
whole car ride. And I was just like, oh my gosh, when is this ever going to end? And how many times can you ask, are we there yet?
True. I went on a vacation earlier this summer and my kids wouldn't stop talking.
Oh,
Okay. So how's your family doing as the school year's getting ready to start?
um, we're just trying to build out our fall schedule, um, trying to get ready for the back to school grind.
So how's your husband doing?
Oh, he's struggling. He is struggling to get back into the swing of things. So my husband got a new job. He's actually the janitor at our school, and his work schedule changed, and so where he was working nights, I mean, he still works in the afternoon, but it's just a lot. Like, my kids are in summer camp, but we also had to hire someone to help us out, um, part time, and it's just a lot getting ready for this fall schedule.
So how are your kids doing?
They're ending summer camp. Um, they're trying to get along these last few days. Once summer camp ends, then they'll be home with me for a little while, and then I'll be going back to school. So we'll see how that goes.
So how are you ready for work this school year?
Oh, am I ready for work? Um, I just feel like I am getting ready to return. I'm nervous. I keep thinking about last school year and how crazy it was.
So what is going on about what happened last school year?
So we're struggling with a teacher shortage. We don't have enough teachers. The second thing is just overscheduling professionally, personally, and lastly, the pandemic and the students.
So let's rewind and go into each issue individually.
Yes.
So first, the teacher shortage. So please talk more about that.
So there's a teacher shortage, definitely in our school. I had to do a lot of fill ins for a lot of other teachers. And I also had to fill in with lunch duty. I had to fill in the office sometimes. I mean, it just seemed like a teacher, a staff member, a person was out all the time. Carpool duty, buses, wherever they needed me, that's where my principal put me. And it was just a lot.
So the teacher shortage is all over the country, and everyone's going through this stress. How do you feel that you can advocate for your fellow teachers at your school?
That's very good. That's a very good question. I feel like maybe we could get a group together, teach fellow teachers. Maybe we should talk to the principal. Um, Maybe we should visit with, um, like other
Superintendent.
schools, the superintendent, maybe the politicians, on how we can, like, yeah, that's a good idea, how we can work through our issues with the teacher shortage.
Okay.
Very good.
Let's go to problem two. Please talk more about your scheduling.
So, like I said, my husband has a new job. Scheduling last year, scheduling last year was crazy. The kids are in soccer, ballet, music class, and I was scheduled across the board for after school activities. I also teach Zumba part time, and so it was a lot of things that were scheduled throughout the year that I felt like, it was just never enough time.
Maybe it's time that you and your husband take a step back and look at your whole schedule. Maybe you guys can look at about having one day or 2 days a week where you guys have something called a Sabbath, like it is in the Bible. And maybe it's time to review the schedule you have for your kids, and maybe each of them get to pick their favorite activity.
That's interesting. I've never really thought about that. That's very insightful. So we could live out like a life of rest
Yes.
versus busy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Never thought of things like that. I think we should give that a try. Maybe we could come up with some fun, restful things that we can do, and then build out our fall schedule from there.
Yeah. Like you can go into it and just get one of those like poster boards and write down stuff, or getting a calendar works too.
Okay, that sounds great.
So let's go with problem 3, COVID-19.
Ugh, will the pandemic ever end? I tell you, it just seems like the pandemic is never ending. And the biggest issue with the pandemic and never ending is that my students are struggling. We lost a year with the whole online teaching. We made through with that. We came back. There was masks in the classroom, and then the CDC changes it. And what happens? You have to mask. And I'm enforcing the masking rules that the CDC gives. I mean, the school has guidance too, and we're trying to enforce those. But the students just really struggle with the whole thing across the board. The parents struggle with the whole thing across the board. I'll give you an example. One child had COVID, and then you have to mask for additional 5 days inside of school. They were complaining the whole time, and I had to just keep saying, put your mask over your nose, put your mask over your nose.
So, first thing, COVID-19 is here to stay. It's a new part of life. It is very stressful. So each of the kids that have suffered from COVID-19, it's pushed everyone back actually 2 years. So all the kids are missing. Some kids miss those important years, and the CDC has not been really fair. They've been going versus 14 days, and it's 7 days, and it's 5 days. So it's very hard to enforce when they're not certain on some of their issues. One thing I say about the masking enforcing, maybe you talk to your
What's that?
maybe you talk to your principal and about what are the real rules of the masking, and maybe you have a parent-teacher conference and talk about this masking rule and how it makes everyone feel.
I get it. I really feel like I should implement that. Maybe we could, at the beginning of the year, meet with all the parents and discuss what it looks like for us to have masking, and to what it looks like in the classroom. I mean, I know the CDC is going to change the guidelines again, and I'm very anxious about them changing the guidelines again. And I think I hear what you're saying.
Okay, I hope this helps. So, to make sure anything that was said in this room is not going to leave it. Everything that was talked about is here to stay between me and you, unless something illegal or abusive or something like that.
Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate
You're welcome.
that.
I hope you have a good school year and have a good one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have a good day too.